everybody, it's Jason from the Texas Gun Vault, and today I'm coming to you with another product review. And today's product review is on the Wincent Biometric Safe model Pi2, and Pi is the actual Greek letter, not the word pie. Now, this safe was sent to the channel for free by the company for review. Now, I'm going to unbox this. I haven't even really looked inside and see what this product is all about, so we're going to do that together. I'll learn how it works, and I'll give you guys my personal opinions on its construction. Now, I do want to say, because I know people are going to talk about this in the comment section below, but any safe with enough time and determination can be broken into. Every time I do a review on any type of gun storage device, people always say, well, there's this other guy on YouTube that can bust into it in 5 minutes. Well, maybe they can. But not everybody that is going to try to access your firearms is going to be an expert lockpick. So maybe this is just the right safe for you to keep little hands and kids from accessing your firearm. Maybe you only own one gun and you just need a single biometric safe to keep access away from people that you don't want to have access to your gun. And that is it. This safe may be a winner, it may be a loser, it may be amazing quality, it may be a piece of junk. But let me adjust the camera, let's open this thing up, and let's see what's inside. Alright, so here's the box that it comes in. As I said, it is the model Pi2. This particular model should be in black. I did notice on their website they do offer a pink camo version, so if that is something that interests you, well, maybe that might be the way to go. The box itself looks to be pretty nice. All of the artwork on it seems to be well printed. I don't see any other issues with the packaging. On the back though, it does say made in China, which I think most of these biometric safes are going to be, but that may bother some people. I do want to make you aware of that. Let's go ahead and open this thing up and see what is inside. So we get a little bag here, I'm assuming with all of the accessories. Then we get the safe itself. Let's see if we can pull this out here. And that seems to be all that's in the box. Let's put that to the side, bring the safe back over, take off the styrofoam. Let's open this thing up here. Let's see, is this bag going to be open on one side? It is, and there is the safe. Now, something about this safe that I do like is that it is a textured finish. Now, from just pushing down here on the lid, it doesn't seem like this is going to be the most sturdy metal to make the lid out of, but just messing with it, I can't really seem to get it open. It does seem to be a little bit more flimsy than the Pinewood safe. I like how the hinges are hidden. On the bottom here, it does look like there will be places for you to lock the safe down or bolt the safe down like I have on the other safe that I have here on my desk. It appears that we have 5 buttons, a biometric access for your finger, and a key. Let's go ahead and open up these accessories here. I need to get my old knife out here. And let's see what comes in here. Hopefully there's going to be an instruction manual, because I'm going to need to learn how to use this and program it. Alright, so there is the instruction manual. Looks like we get some batteries, a key, a couple of strips here for something. So before I take the time to try to figure out how all of this works, let's just use the key and see what the internal part of the safe looks like. All right, so silica gel. It looks like this is going to be a security cable. So the internals of the safe seem to be pretty nice. The metal on this doesn't seem to be super thick. I can kind of bend it with my fingers. So I wouldn't say that this is going to be a safe that, if somebody is really determined to get to your pistol, is going to stop them. But probably for children, this would be perfectly adequate. Everything else seems to be okay. As I said, the lid seems to be a little bit on the shaky side, but the foam seems to be okay. So if I put a gun in there, I wouldn't worry about it being scratched. The top seems to be okay, and it has two places here on the lid where it would lock down here. Now the Pinewood safe, I believe, only has one. So that's kind of my initial impressions on this. It seems to be okay. I wouldn't say, as I said, it's the highest quality and the most well-built secure safe ever, but it's definitely not the cheapest I have ever seen. All right, so I'm going to spend a little bit of time here off camera. I'm going to learn how to program this safe, what it's all about, and I'll come back to you and show you all the options. All right, so I spent a few minutes learning how this thing works. I have installed the batteries. Now you can change the code, but right now I have it set on the default code, which is just 12345. The instruction manual does teach you how to change it to any 5-digit code that you like, and upon entering the correct code, the door will open. There you go. Now, a feature of this safe that I do like as compared to the Pinewood safe that I use here on my workbench is that this one does have an internal light. I don't know if you can see it here in the palm of my hand. There's a little LED light right here that lights up the safe. I kind of wish the Pinewood one had that as well. And just for size, here I have a Glock 19 Generation 5 with a few accessories on it, and as you can see, it fits in the safe just fine. So that's about how much room you would have. So it's definitely a single pistol safe. You might be able to put 2 smaller pistols in there, or a single pistol and a couple of magazines. Now, when it comes to the biometric access of this safe, you can program up to 50 different fingerprints, and I'll show you how to do that in just a moment. But so far, I have already input 2 of my fingerprints, so I will use my right hand index finger. It should open. Same thing for my middle finger as well. But now, if I use my ring finger, it will not open. So if I do want to program my ring finger, I have to open the safe, and there's a little reset button in here. You have to push that 2 times. You hear that little beep. Now I can put my finger on that sensor. It will beep once, a second time, and a third time. If the light goes out, it means it has learned that finger. So now if I close this up, I use that finger, and it should open. And I can go ahead and do that with all of my fingerprints. And as I said, it can store up to 50 different fingerprints. So you can have multiple users that can access this with all 10 digits, if that's something that you would want. The other option, of course, here is you do have the key. And it looks like this is a non-standard key. It has some type of channel, so maybe that has some type of lock picking prevention in it, but I'm sure an expert locksmith and a lock picker, someone like the lock picking lawyer here on YouTube, could probably defeat this in no time flat. But you can also open this simply with just that key. So if you have children or don't want somebody to access this, you have 3 ways of locking this and securing this if you need to access the gun quickly. So if you want to put this maybe in a dresser drawer under your bed, you can also mount this to a wall or a table like I have my other safe. As I mentioned, they do have some lockdown hardware here and a cable, so even if somebody defeated these or it wasn't locked down, you can maybe tie this down in your car and they can't take it with you. So let me adjust the camera. I'll give you guys my final thoughts on this safe and how I think it stacks up to other options that are out there. So what are my final thoughts on the Wincent Pi2 Biometric Safe? Well, any safe can be defeated, as I mentioned, with enough time and determination. You have to know when you're buying a safe, for especially your firearms, what you're intending to do with it. Is it for the car? Is it for the house? Is it for multiple firearms? How much protection do you really want to give your firearms? Well, this type of safe is not going to be an indestructible box. If somebody breaks into your house and finds it, well, I honestly think they would be able to defeat it with some things like pry bars or other tools. A forced entry on this would not be that difficult. I think my main complaint about this is the gauge gauge of the metal, especially on the lid, is not as thick as I have seen on other safes. However, when it comes to many of the options, this safe has more options than those other safes. Like I mentioned, the internal light. I do like that. Most of these biometric safes have a keypad and a programmable finger pad, which I showed you how to use in the previous segment. I also noticed upon inspection of the outside, there is a little USB-C port, so in case the batteries ever run out, you can charge this or run power to it to access the electronics if you don't have the key available as well. So that's kind of a nice little option. Unfortunately, they don't provide a USB cable with the accessories. That'd be something that I think that they should include. So overall, when it comes to the options and I think the looks of the safe, I actually give it pretty darn high marks, 4 out of 5 stars. When it comes to its construction, as I mentioned, there are a couple of issues. I feel like the gauge of the metal is a little bit thin and the top seems to be a little bit on the shaky side. However, if you are purchasing this safe to keep little ones away from a single firearm, I think this is more than adequate. I also think this would be a good option for your car, especially with the tie down. If you want to have a safe place in your car to put the firearm that is out of sight, and in case somebody accessed the car, could not get to the firearm that easily. However, as I mentioned, any one of these can be defeated, and I have a feeling a brute force attack on this safe might work in probably about 15 minutes at the most. But as a basic deterrent from little ones getting your guns, I think it is perfectly fine. So with the construction in mind, I have to give this biometric safe an overall rating of 3.5 stars out of 5. It definitely works. It has lots of options. I think it's very attractive, and I think for most applications is going to be perfectly fine. But as I mentioned, if you're looking for something that is 100% pick-proof and bomb-proof and defeat-proof, well, this is probably not going to be the biometric safe for you. But also, most of the other safes, including the Pinewood one that I have here on my workbench, they're not that way either. These smaller safes can be defeated relatively easy, but you have to know the application for which you're buying it. So overall, 3.5 stars out of 5 for the Wincent Pi2. Overall, a pretty darn nice safe. If you're interested in knowing more about this safe, I will put a link in the description below where you guys can go check out their website and more specifically this particular model, and you can decide if this is the one for you. So there you go. What do you guys think? The Wincent Pi2 Biometric Safe? Is it something that you're interested in? Is it an option for you and your needs? I'd love to know in the comment section below. So as always, thanks for watching.